us in the tutorial. And so now we get to start our own prison. So you got several different choices they can make. First, the size of the lot they're going to use. We're going to start with small. We'll probably do several prisons throughout the walkthrough social player. And then different things you can have here, such as Fog of War, which allows you to either turn on or off the feature where you won't be able to see the insides of a prison unless you have guards patrolling that specific area or CCTV cameras covering the area. Continuous intake will give you a random number of prisoners every day forever until until forever. If it's disabled, then you can choose when you're ready to receive new prisoners. So it allows you to have a more difficult game, essentially. We're going to have that off for now. Generate forests, which just essentially causes clutter on the map. Same with lakes. Although the lakes is experimental at this point in time, as you can see. Random derelict buildings left behind in your land. Choose your wish. Turn all of these off. And then failure conditions turned on for an extra challenge. To where you can have a game over if things either get too bad, you have too many deaths, too many escapes, or bankruptcy. For now, let's have that turned off for the first one. So, we'll just have generate forests and Fog of War turned on for right now. On a small lot. So here's the lot, as you can see. You start out with 30,035 cash here, at least for this game. Income of 840 per. I don't know how much time it is actually. Day, I guess. Yeah, day. So the first task you need to do is actually plan out your prison. So there's actually a few things you can do. Oh, and the spacebar you can use to pause. I forgot to mention that. They have this interesting planning tool here where you can actually plan out parts of your. Look at all these trees everywhere. Parts of your prison. So, for example, walls. So what we want to do is we're going to have walls that will extend. So here's what we'll do. We'll go out to here. Trying to find the other edge of this. So we'll kind of fence that part in. I'll have this area here for an entrance. I'll do the same thing here. 1, 2, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll put an extra 2 doors here, and this will be the entrance into the prison. Now we'll put walls along the outer edge here. Actually, probably shouldn't go to the edge of the map there that way. Not yet, anyway. So this will be the eventual size of the prison that we're going to be building. It won't be this big from the start. Just kind of setting the boundaries I want to work in. Okay, down. Oh, wait. So what we want to do at start now is we want to have a really small prison because you don't want to get too much too fast. Otherwise, you get too much cash sheets and you don't have enough to get things that you might need. So what we're just going to do is make something pretty simple to start with. So this will come out a bit, then we'll bring it down, and this will be our holding cell or intake area here. Then we'll have a couple of a door here. This will come out into a yard area where the inmates can do whatever. We'll put a single door here, and this will be office space here. Let's see. I think we'll only do a few to start with. So maybe like that. Over here, we'll build a storage area. Then over here, we'll build our utilities area. Actually, let's make this go down a little bit more. Alright. So I'll have something like this planned out for the moment. So now, and here then we're going to put in the rest of the stuff. So this is our holding area where we're going to have, actually extend it a bit. Where we're going to have the prisoners being held while they're being processed. Don't make it too big. Then we also want to do like a kitchen kind of area. Cafeteria, I guess, would be a good way to put it. So this will be our kitchens here. Then we need a shower area. And here we can have cells. So we'll start off having our cells. So they have to be 2 by 3 at most. I usually go 3 by 3 or 4 by 3. Something like that. So what we'll do is we'll do 3 by 3s. So 3. Like that. We'll just start out with a few here and there. Those are one space too small. So let's see. So that should do for now. We should only have maybe 6 to 8 prisoners when we start out. So 8 prisoners. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we got some room there. We're also going to make some solitary confinement rooms. And these will be very small rooms. I'll put those down there. Alright, so let's go ahead and start making this now. We'll just do the interior walls here. Although it's probably going to be a lot more area anyway as it is. So we'll go ahead and see what happens. First materials, go with concrete walls out here. Let's see what this has us at for right now. Because we do have some materials we start out with, so. It's also important to note that if you screw up placing something, you don't get your money back for canceling that build order. It's kind of cheap, but that's how the game works at this point in time. So before we go any further, I'm going to go ahead and stop and restart recording here. Now, that's just necessary because Playclaw has a tendency, if this is your first time watching one of my walkthroughs, Playclaw. Playclaw's a recording software, and it has a bug in it right now, and has had it for quite a while, where if your file size gets over a certain amount, depending on your specific computer, the program essentially will crap out on you and cause all kinds of things to happen. In my case, it happens to be once the video file reaches 126 gigabytes, it will cause the well, stop recording for one, and it'll kill the Playclaw file. It's a thing that's used to actually record with the process. It's Playclaw capture something or other, and it'll also cause the on the next time you go to record, it'll cause the game that you're recording to freeze, as well as Playclaw to freeze, and you have to close both in order to get them to work again. So it's a really annoying bug, and they haven't been able to fix it so far. So as you can see, they're getting along with building the wall. We did have to buy some more materials just a minute ago, so we're not quite finished with that as far as that goes. So we're going to be spending a little bit of money here. But it's kind of necessary for having to build the prison. So it's not too expensive, but at the same time it is taking up a bit of money. Let's see how I do this. We're not going to go and do everything at the same time, at once, but we are going to do some areas now and some other areas later. For example, office spaces, we're just going to go straight over this end of the yard too. And then we'll add those areas in later. Same with the other areas here. So we have the basic structure and holding cell, the actual prisoner cells as well, and then we'll go from there. So we got 19 hours to finish this. Before we get some prisoners here. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we only need to have 8 prisoners, so 8 cells. And we'll leave the rest for later. Now we need to add in some doors. So what I like to do is I like to use I like these solitary doors on um, office spaces, but I guess we can use staff doors on this one. Oh, that's right, we're not doing that there yet. So no, never mind. Okay, so large doors. And then jail cell doors. Need to get rid of these trees. So they'll go and they'll chop them down and get rid of them. That'll take some time though. For the CEO's letter. While we're waiting here. So that's actually a good point. Let's go to let's actually go ahead and cancel all the cell things that had going on in there. I still do want to get these trees out of the way though, so. Yeah, we'll just use the holding cell for now. And back to his letter. So I guess we will want to do the kitchens. We're not going to make the actual kitchen area as big as I was planning though. Well, let's make it up to about there. And then we can extend it as time goes on. Oh, we're down to 18 so far. $18,000. Fire at least one guard before we get stuff here. I just want to put in 3 more workmen. Oh crap, I did 4. Oh, I'll be fine. I'm still making money per day, so. The more work when you have, the more stuff happens more quickly, so. If you want to direct something personally, you just click on the unit and click somewhere, and then you can get them to move that way. So I want this guy over here to clean down these trees. Knocking down those trees, I mean, not cleaning them down. So we can build our walls through here. So there are 3 categories of prisoners. You have normal, is it normal, easy? No, I don't know what it is. Let's see. That's not what the prisoners. So high risk, normal risk, and low risk. Low risk prisoners are prisoners that, while they cost a little less for you to house, they're not they're not going to be very violent or prone to starting riots and whatnot. Normal risk prisoners are more in between range, so that they may start stuff, but they're not going to be totally crazy. Whereas high risk are going to be prisoners that are going to be very troublesome for you. They'll be the most likely to attack people. They'll be the most likely to start up riots. They'll be most likely to try and escape. So you have to choose when you bring certain types of criminals in carefully. If you're not ready to handle high risk prisoners, for example, it can easily spiral out of control in the form of riots and things that you can't control because you don't have enough security officers, for example, maybe, or you don't have enough of these solitary confinement areas or something like that. So they're still cutting down trees. Let's speed it up a bit. Let's speed up a lot. This guy's starting to put in the doors and whatnot. This guy's building the wall. So things are moving along here. So you can see now we've got our pretty much all the walls done now. And so what we're going to start doing now is actually building the interior. So let's go to foundations and building concrete. you have to be careful with this because it may happen anyway, but the way these work is that they have a tendency to knock down walls if you're not careful. Like for example, whoops. I guess foundations get refunded. You have to be very careful with what you spend early on like this. So they'll build things up like this, and once they get all this stuff made out all the way across, it'll do what you saw earlier in the tutorial. Now when you take prisoners, if you can't take them anywhere right away, like we won't be able to, they'll sit out here for quite a while until you can bring them in somewhere. So it's good to have a guard out here though to make sure they don't run away. Though they really can't when they're sitting in the intake place here. So let's go ahead and speed things up. So as you can see now, we got prisoners here. So here's what these indicate. This is the day, obviously, the amount of money you have, the cash flow, number of guards you have, and this indicates the number of prisoners you have to the number of rooms available. So, for the holding cells available. Since it's red, that means we don't have enough holding cells to store prisoners in.